You know what I love? Beef jerky, but store-bought jerky? It's either full of sugar, soy, preservatives, or other weird junk with names I can't even pronounce. And honestly, it's expensive enough to feel like I'm buying a snack on credit. So today, I'm showing you how to make your own in an air fryer, using so few ingredients that I was tempted to include the cutting board and the knife on the list of things you need. I'm using beef stewing steak, not because it's fancy, but because it was on discount at the store. And well, I can't afford the ribeye until you subscribe, so hey, the ball is in your court. This piece is about 150 grams, and that's more than enough for a solid batch. Now, when it comes to seasoning, I'm going to keep half of the jerky with just salt, and the other half I'm gonna add a little bit of chili flakes, which I do every now and then. That said, this jerky tastes amazing even without anything, not even salt. So season depending on how strict your diet is. Jerky is pretty much the only carnivore thing I occasionally add chili to. Now let's talk about how to dry this stuff. You can use your oven, a dehydrator, but I only have an air fryer, and I'm not looking to fill my house with more gadgets. My air fryer is small, so getting this to work took some experimenting. The first time I made beef jerky, I used these wooden kebab sticks. To make them fit, I cut off the ends and laid them across the tray. It's a bit tricky to slide the basket in with them in place, so go slow and lower the tray a little while inserting. Don't worry about burning anything, we are running this on low heat. I checked multiple options for drying racks on Amazon, but none of them seemed to fit. I also put some links in the description of options I checked out. Then I found this rack with 30 skewers. Did some quick measuring, thought, oh, this is gonna fit, and I hit the order now button like a man on a mission. Well, it didn't fit. Turns out, it had a stand. I tried to bend it a little to make it work and, well, of course, I broke it. But nothing is going to stop me from getting my beef jerky. So I went back to basics. Wooden skewers, ends trimmed, inserted across the tray like this. Perfect. It fits. Time to roll. When it comes to cutting the beef, against the grain is better. Shorter fibers, easier to chew. With the grain gives you long, chewy strands. Also, if you're storing the jerky for a longer term, you might want to trim off fat, since fat spoils faster. But for me, I just want it fast and air fryer friendly. So I cut the piece in half, then slice it into somewhat thin strips. It also doesn't really matter if some of the strips are thinner or thicker, just try to get them approximately the same. The larger half goes into one tray with about 1 teaspoon of salt. Yes, that's a lot of salt. I like my beef jerky salty. You can go lighter. The second half gets about half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of chili flakes. Mix them up and let them sit for a few minutes while we get ready to hang. Now I insert the drying rack and start hanging the strips on the skewers. I suggest that you insert the skewer from the top down, otherwise the slices will slip. You can even thread through the same piece 2 or 3 times if needed. Just make sure there's space between them so they dehydrate evenly. For smaller pieces, I just pack them on a single skewer. Simple. I usually end up with about 5 skewers left over, but I don't cut up more since this size of beef works well. Now, for the air fryer, set it to 60 degrees Celsius, dry for 2 hours and 10 minutes. My air fryer has a maximum timer of 60 minutes. So I just run it once, then start it again for the rest. Easy. 2 hours later, I've basically been daydreaming about this moment. The jerky is ready. I take them off skewers. Normally I just toss them in a plastic container, but hey, this is YouTube. So I'm placing them on a tiny plate like a civilized carnivore. Now the big question, how long can you store it for? Well, if you vacuum seal it, up to 6 months at room temperature, or up to 12 months in the fridge. At least that's what they say. But to be honest, mine rarely lasts until the next day. And that's it. Simple, salty, no junk, and made with nothing but meat, skewers, and sheer determination. If you like this, make sure to subscribe, because I clearly need a bigger air fryer, and meet me back here next time on Meat Carnivore, where we keep it salty, simple, and delicious.